Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 9, Text 5. Sachapi tad uha pitra sanidhav eva sandirincinam iva sma karoti chandamsi adhyapayayishyan sahavyahritibhihi saparnavasiras tripadim savitrim garisham vasantikan masan adhyanam api asamaveta rupam grahayam asa saha he Jada Bharata cha also api indeed tattuha that which was instructed by his father Pitri Sannidhau in the presence of his father Eva even Asariti Iva not correct as if he could understand anything. Sma Karoti used to perform Chandamsi Adhyapayishina, desiring to teach him Vedic mantras during the months beginning with Shravan or during the period of Chaturmasya. Saha, along with Vyaritibhi, the utterance of the names of heavenly planets, Bhuhu, Bhuva, Swaha. Sa Pranava Siraha, headed by Omkara. Tripadim, three-footed. Savitrim, the Gayatri mantra. Garishma Vasatikan. For 4 months, beginning with Chitra on the 5th of May. 15th of May. Masan, the months. Adhiyanam, Api, although fully studying. Asamaveta Rupam, in an incomplete form. Grahayam Asa, he made him learn. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jada Bharat behaved before his father like a fool despite his father's adequately instructing him in Vedic knowledge. He behaved in that way so that his father would know that he was unfit for instruction and would abandon that attempt to instruct him further. He would behave in completely opposite way. Although instructed to wash his hands after evacuating, he would wash them before. Nonetheless, his father wanted to give him Vedic instructions. During the spring and summer, he tried to teach him the Gayatri mantra along with Omkara and Vyahirti. But for 4 months, his father still was not successful in instructing him. Please repeat. Jada Bharat behaved before his father like a fool. Despite his father's adequately instructing him in Vedic knowledge. He behaved in that way so that his father would know that he was unfit for instruction and would abandon the attempt to instruct him further. He would behave in a completely opposite way. Although instructed to wash his hands after evacuating, he would wash them before. Nonetheless, his father wanted to give him Vedic instructions. during the spring and summer. He tried to teach him the Gayatri Mantra along with Omkara and Vyahati. But after 4 months, his father still was not successful in instructing him. So there's no purport. Going to the next verse. 596. The Brahmana father of Jada Bharata considered his son his heart and soul, and therefore he was very much attached to him. He thought it wise to educate his son properly, and being absorbed in this unsuccessful endeavor, he tried to teach his son the rules and regulations of brahmacharya, including the execution of Vedic vows, cleanliness, study of Vedas, the regulative methods, service to the spiritual master, and the method of offering fire sacrifice. He tried his best to teach his son in this way, but all his endeavor failed. In his heart, he hoped that his son would be a learned scholar, but all his attempts were unsuccessful. Like everyone, this Brahmana was attached to his home and had forgotten someday he would die. Death, however, was not forgetful. At a proper time, death appeared and took him away. Purport. Those too attached to family life who forget that death comes in the future to take them away become attached and unable to finish their duty as human beings. The duty of human life is to solve all the problems of life, but instead the people remain attached to family affairs and duties. Although they forget death, death will not forget them. Suddenly they will be kicked out of the platform of peaceful family life. One may forget that he has to die, but death never forgets. Death always comes at the right time. The Brahmana father Jada Bharat of Jada Bharat wanted to teach his son the process of brahmacharya, but he was unsuccessful due to his son's unwillingness to undergo the process of Vedic advancement. Bharata was simply concerned with returning home back to Godhead by executing devotional service through Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. He did not care for Vedic instructions of his father. When one is fully interested in the service of the Lord, he does not need to follow all regulative principles enunciated in the Vedas. Of course, ordinary men, for the ordinary men, the Vedic principles are imperative. No one can avoid them. But when one has attained the perfection of devotional service, it is not very important to follow the Vedic principles. Lord Krishna advised Arjuna to ascend to the platform of Naistraigunya, the transcendental position above the Vedic principles. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna, Nirvando Nitya Sattvasto, Niryoga Kshema Atvavan. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjuna, be transcendental to all of them, be free from dualities, and from all these anxieties gain the safety and establish in the self. Omajnana-timirandasya jnananjana-shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamhayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishadhamitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschati Desatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam class. We're continuing the Canto 5, Chapter 9 of Jada Bharata. So we saw two verses of how his father, as we know, Jada Bharata has reincarnated from Bharat Maharaj after taking birth as a deer, and is fully aware that he does not want to fall down again, and completely wants to avoid getting entrapped in this material world. Even though he was born in the highest class of man, brahmana, but even in brahmana's life, they become too attached to many Vedic rituals, as we saw in the story of Sri Krishna, when Krishna and his cowherd boys went to the brahmanas to ask for, some prashadam, right? Offerings. They did not want to give. They said, no, we are very busy doing yajna. So the yajnanartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karva bandhana. The purpose of the yajna is to satisfy Vishnu, and Vishnu himself is coming in front of you. You are not offering that. So they were so attached to that principle of mood of goodness. That's why Krishna says, Traigunyo Vishaya Veda Nishtraigunya Bhava Arjuna. You must even transcend the mode of goodness. You must come to the mode of Suddha Sattva. So Krishna consciousness is the platform of Suddha Sattva. Coming to the mode of goodness, as the example we know, coming to the airport to take a flight. But then if you miss the plane, you are very far away from the destination as everyone else. So going to the airport is not enough. You must board the plane. So you see, so this is the thing, that the brahmanas also, they get entrapped in the mode of goodness. Talk about, we are doing this ritual, we are doing that ritual, they will be very proud also. Sometimes they get very proud. We are so pure, look at you guys. You see how this degradation in Kali Yuga of brahmana happened. They said, oh, you cannot enter the temples. Even now, there's these Adi Shankaracharyas, they are 4 months, Sankaracharya month. So they are not coming to the Prana Pratishta Puja of Ram. These so-called authorities of Hinduism. Oh, because they never construct a temple. It took 500 years to build it, to get back the temple now. How great of a task was achieved. It's like as good as bringing Ganga down, How many generations sacrificed their life to bring back Ram's temple, which was destroyed by the Mughals? And I'm sorry to say, but these jokers, they are saying, oh, this is ritual, not that one, this one, not. Why? And also, they are very caste conscious. The Puri Sankaracharya, you know what he says? Oh, if you marry a person from low caste, it's you're like a dog. They are still, oh, these people, we are not Brahmin, you cannot enter the temple. They are in that mindset still. Already this caste system is so much condemned. I mean, the right caste system is, Sudra is not by birth. Guna karma, Chatur Varnam Maya Shristam, Guna karma Vibhagashaha. Krishna says not by birth, Guna and karma. Even if you are in the low born, if you are qualified to be a Brahmana, you are a Brahmana. So these people, they disagree with that. Why? Because they think they are born as Brahmana, they are so highly elevated. Prabhupada was totally not against this. Right? Prabhupada actually went and initiated all these Westerners who are below even Vedic culture. And he got criticized, but he didn't care. He said, I'm following what is right in script, Shastra. So similarly, this is the end. Even though in the Brahmana's birth, yes, you may get so much of facility to understand about Krishna, but if you do not do it, then you totally wasted your life. So Jada Bharata, being aware of this, he was very afraid that I will go and become an expert Brahmana, then they'll get me married, then I'll get attached to family life, then I have to take birth again. That's what happened to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He did not want to study. He said, I don't want to continue my education further, because if I get high education, then they'll get me married. What is the criteria they look for in the husband, right? The parents will look, the girl's parents, how much education, how much money. So this is how we base our judgment of how advanced we are in life is based on all this. But a pure devotee, he doesn't even care. Like as last week I was sharing the story of Savitri and Satyavan. Satyavan was in the forest, nothing is there. But she chose him as the husband. She was the queen, she was the princess. Right? Similarly, Devahuti, daughter of Manu, Swayambhuva Manu, chose Kardva Muni. So this is why that we see Jada Bharat, he was trying to avoid this entrapment. So now you may ask this question, then how come Jada Bharat, he is not doing his duty as a brahmana? He was behaving like a madman. So actually, if we go to Bhagavad Gita, this is even Madhavendra Puri, the Acharya, the root of our Sampradaya, started from Madhavendra Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru's Guru. So here he says, in the purport, this verse is quoted, Sandhya Vandanam Bhatram Astu Bhavato Bhos Snana Dhupyam Namo. So this is a nice verse. He says, you know what, this is what spoken by Madhavendra Puri. He says, oh, my prayers 3 times a day. This is Sandhya Vandana. All glory to you. Oh, bathing, I offer my obeisance unto you. Oh, demigods, oh, forefathers, please excuse me from my inability to offer my respects. So we are supposed to offer our respects to the devatas, to the forefathers. Deva Rishi Bhutapna, Pitrina Nirnam. We don't do Pitra Puja. If you don't notice Hare Krishna, we don't do all this. This actually we have to do. But what he says, please excuse me for my inability to offer my respects. Why? Now whenever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of Yadu dynasty, Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, and thereby I can free myself from the sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me. But if you worship Krishna, all this is completely satisfied. So what is that verse for that? Do you know the verse? If you worship Krishna, everything is satisfied. Of course, there's another verse. Yato tara mula niseshanena triptyanti tat skanda bhujopashakaha prana paraksha yatendriyanam. What is that? The last line? Yeah, so that verse says that if you water the plant, the tree, if you water the root, all the leaves are satisfied. If you eat the food, if you put the stomach, all the body parts are satisfied. Similarly, when you worship Achyuta, all the devatas are satisfied. So you don't need to do individually one by one. So here's another verse. Deva Rishi Bhutapna Nirnam Pitrinam Na Kinkaro Nayam Rinicha Rajan Sarvatmanayam Saranam Saranyam Gatom Kundam Parihurta Kartam. So he says, O king, one who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter, 11.541, of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all. So if you give up all your material duties, but then you've taken full shelter of Krishna, is not indebted, you see, to the demigods, the devas, the rishi, the ordinary beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who have passed away. So we owe them so much actually for whatever they are doing, they have given us. Before we even born, our father has worked so hard. Sometimes they say you're born with a silver spoon, right? You don't need to worry anything. Your father has worked so hard all his life. Yeah? So we owe them our duty, but if you surrender to Krishna, you don't have to do. Since all classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such person separately. So this is something you cannot see. If you tell your father this, I'm not going to serve you, I'm going to serve Krishna, he cannot understand. But when he passes away, when he loses the body, Yamaraj will tell him, you are safe because of your son. Yeah. They were saying one story in ISKCON, one brahmachari, the whole temple, all the family members came and were making so much trouble with the president, that how come you took away our son, like this, how he became brahmachari, cannot let him, send him back. Somehow the president was very good in preaching. He explained all these verses, Even the verse about Narasimha promising to Prahlad Maharaj that 21 generations are liberated. Your whole kula is saved. Then after hearing all those verses, luckily they have some good consciousness. They said, okay, you stay here, you do all the chanting. You do the chanting first, okay? We will be saved. So they understood and they left the boy. So they were pious to understand that. So similarly, if you think that Jada Bharat is not doing his duty as brahmana, this is the highest duty we must understand. So like Arjuna, he was confused about this. What is that duty that he has to do? Arjuna was telling Krishna, if I kill them, then it's kula nashana. Everybody died. There's no elders to guide the family. Then who's going to do all the pitra puja? Who's going to do the charity work? Who's going to take care of the family? He's telling to Krishna like that. Say, you came as Narasimhadev. Of course, he didn't say this. But when you came as Narasimhadev, you killed Hiranyakashipu, but then you promised Prahlad that his kula will be saved. And here you are destroying the full kula of me. Right? So you can see how the Lord is trying to save the kula of Prahlad Maharaj, right? So similarly, Arjuna did not know what was duty. What was the highest duty, he did not know. He was talking about the lower dharma. He was thinking, the highest dharma is to kill all these Kauravas in order to protect the citizens from being guided by a fake king, a demoniac king, like the Duryodhana, like the Dhritarashtra. But Arjuna was saying, no, my dharma, if I kill them and I enjoy the kingdom, what is the point of me enjoying the kingdom after killing people? That is not good dharma. So he got confused what is real dharma, and Krishna had to come in and teach the Bhagavad Gita, which is the highest dharma. He is to clear that confusion, that your dharma is to kill, not to enjoy the property, is to have that property, the artha, to lead people towards moksha. You see, there's two words, right? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? So the Pandavas, they were very interested in dharma. Why? Because they were interested in artha also. The kings, they need money, right? Like when Yudhisthira was in the forest, he was very upset. Why he was upset? Because he used to give so much of charity to the brahmanas, to the citizens of his country. In fact, Draupadi said they used to feed Annadanam 6,000 people a day, every day. And Draupadi was managing all this. So when he came to the forest, he was very upset not because he lost the kingdom or has no money, because I cannot have money to serve the sadhus. Then that time what happened, Saunaka Rishi came. And Saunaka Rishi he asked Saunaka Rishi, he told Saunaka Rishi, I have nothing to give you, I'm sorry. I used to have so much in the kingdom to serve you all. You know what Saunaka Rishi said? He said, you think I'm coming here to eat your free food? Huh? You think when you are in the forest, when you're a rich man, when you're in the kingdom, you're a rich man, I'm coming there to eat your free food? Then if I'm coming for free food, then why I come to see you now? No, I am interested in the wealth that you have. And what is the wealth you have? That is dharma. Because you have dharma, we are all coming to see you. Doesn't matter, we are sadhus, we don't need food also. We want your association. Because you are Dharmaraj, you are holding dharma in your heart. This is what Saunaka Rishi said. So it doesn't matter. So, but still, Yudhisthira was not satisfied. Then Daumya Rishi gave him the mantra to worship the sun god, Surya Ashtotara Satta Namavali. By chanting to the sun god came and gave them the Akshapatra. The Akshapatra, unlimited food can come out, right? And so Yudhisthira was happy because with the Akshapatra, Draupadi could cook so much of food for the sadhus in the forest. So the only reason the Pandavas were interested in artha is because they could use it for dharma. And using that dharma to lead everyone towards moksha, towards the lotus feet of Krishna. Whereas the Kauravas were only interested in artha. They were not interested in dharma. They wanted the kingdom for their own enjoyment, own sense gratification, own pleasure. This is the difference between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And now Arjuna gets confused. What is that duty? But here Jada Bharat, he never got confused. My highest duty is Krishna. I don't care about the rest. Arjuna got confused. Why we should kill? He gave so many reasons. How we can enjoy the... Krishna said, you're not here to enjoy. You're here to serve the people. Bring them Krishna consciousness. So you have to kill. So this is... same thing happened when Kauravas, when Pandavas already came out of the Vanavas. They went to Virata kingdom, right? And then they were there for 1 year. Agyanavas. After that, they came out again. Then Virata kingdom, they're having discussion. So Krishna says, send a messenger and see tell the messenger that this is Pandavas, we want back half the kingdom. Or at least you give back 10 villages. So when the messenger, when Dhritarashtra said, no, we will not give any reply, we will send Sanjaya to give the reply. So Sanjaya, he told Sanjaya, I like peace. I'm a very peace-loving person. I don't like war. I like my brothers, sons, they're very dear to me. But same time, I cannot give up this kingdom. I like also. But you just try to convince them to give up. Go. So Sanjaya went, and Sanjaya started speaking to Yudhisthira, and Krishna was there, everyone was there. And Sanjaya told, say, you are such a great dharmic person. Right? Why not you give up everything? Go to the forest. Do meditation. Become a jnana yogi. You know what Yudhisthira said? Yudhisthira said, yes, that is nice, but that is not my dharma. I am a Kshatriya. My dharma is karma yoga. I am supposed to use my actions to serve the Supreme Lord and the people. I am the king. So I cannot renounce everything and sit down in the forest like a fake sadhu. So you see this verse here. Is it this one? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Anarshita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karotiha Sa Sanyasi Cha Yogimcha Na Niraknin Na Chakriyaha. Jai Shri Radha Madan Mohan. He says, the Supreme Personality Godhead says, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated in the renounced order of life, and he is the true mystic, not one who lights up no fire and performs no duty. So there are some sannyasis who say, I am sannyas, and they don't do anything. They don't do any yagya, they don't perform any duty. They just go around collecting free food, free donation. So Yudhisthira says that I am dharma, yes, but my dharma is not to go into the forest and sit down. I am supposed to protect the people. And because I am not there, people are losing the protection under this fake king. So I cannot accept what you are saying. Then Sanjaya says, but you see, the tree is there. Some trees produce fruits, flowers. Some trees produce nothing. I cannot go and ask Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana for this dharma. They don't have dharma. How can I ask them? You have, right? And also you are saying you want to protect your citizens, but in the war, all the citizens will die. Everybody is finished. How are you protecting them if you say you're so dharma? So again, he put another question like that, Sanjaya. Of course, Sanjaya is a good person. He's just representing the mind of Dhritarashtra. He's telling everything. What Dhritarashtra is telling, he's telling here. See, you must understand, Dhritarashtra did not tell Sanjaya directly that he's not going to give the kingdom. He told very indirectly. So I like my cousins, my nephews. I like peace. But he's not giving an answer that he's going to let go the kingdom. Then Sanjaya asked him, are you going to let go the kingdom and give half? He never give answer. So Sanjaya understood, okay, this is what my master wants. So he says, now everyone will kill Yudhisthira. How are you protecting them? And then Yudhisthira, you know what he says? Don't you know, if somebody dies in the battlefield, everyone is going to heaven. Huh? What? Going to heaven. So how you can say they are not protected? Even at death, I'm protecting them. By killing them, I'm protecting them. So Yudhisthira, you see how firm he was. This is why his name is Yudhisthira. Sthira means what? Not shaken. Yuddha. He's never shaken in battle. That Yudhisthira, who always talks about patience and tolerance, when it comes to fight, he'll fight. But that Arjuna, who holds the Gandiva, at that moment of seeing his relative, his heart broke and he started lamenting. You see that? Even in the forest, actually, so many times Bhima was saying, let's go, let's go now. Why we are waiting? You see, 13 years are there, right? Bhima says 12 months has passed. We'll take 1 month as 1 year. Yudhisthira said, no. We have to fulfill our promise. We cannot go against our words. But when the time comes, when they don't give the kingdom, then even you don't want to fight, I will fight. Yudhisthira told like this. That's how firm he was. That's how Dharma, for holding in Dharma he was. Of course, we are not criticizing Arjuna. Unless Arjuna had that shoka, Bhagavad Gita would not be spoken. From that shoka came out the sloka. Understand? Huh? So if you get the sloka to cure that shoka, opposite. Similarly, same thing, right? In Ramayana, that shoka of what is that? Kaikeyi. She was so much brainwashed by mantra that she banished Ram. That Ram, whom she called her own son, she banished. If she didn't do that, we won't have Ramayana, right? So now, similarly, Yudhisthira was so fixed in what is the Dharma. He was not shaking. He told Sanjay, you tell them now, if they don't give, Krishna also went, give at least 5 villages. If you cannot even give 5 villages, then definitely there is going to be war. So this is how fixed he was. In the Yaksha Prashna, you know what is Yaksha Prashna? When Yaksharaj, Dharmaraj, Yamaraj came to test Yudhisthira about Dharma. So the 5 brothers were there. So one day, what happened? This deer came, and the deer picked with his horn, picked up a wood, the wood they call it Aranya wood, the wood that you use for fire sacrifice. Then the brahmana, he went to the brahmana's place and took away and ran away. So this brahmana came to Yudhisthira and said, my wood has been stolen. You are all Kshatriyas, please protect me. So Yudhisthira said to all the brothers one by one, go find the wood. So all the brothers went, they could not find the wood. They came to this river, this lake, and feeling very thirsty. The Yaksha came, and the Yaksha asked them, you cannot drink the water until you answer my question. Then all the brothers, Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna, Bhima, they refused to listen, and they drank the water because they think, who are you, one Yaksha? He was coming in the bird shape, They drank the water, they all died. Yudhisthira came, and then Yudhisthira answered all those questions, 120 questions, I think, one by one. All questions he answered. And then the Yaksha revealed himself. Of course, that famous verse is there, no? Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti yamayalayam shesha stavara ichanti. Kim what? Shesha stavara ichanti. So anyway, that verse means Yudhisthira was asked this question, what is the most greatest thing in this world? And he says, the ahani ahani bhutani. Every day people are dying one after another. But the person, let's say you are carrying the coffin every day. Let's say you're working in a funeral parlor. You won't feel that you're going to die. You think that, more people die, more business I get. But you don't know you're going to die next. Even a person who is doing cascade business doesn't feel he's going to die. So this is the greatest thing. So in this Yaksha Prashna, this verse came. So Sesha means there's nothing left. You're everything taken away at time of death. Sesha stavaram ichanti. But still you're thinking, I am going to be always living. Kim ascharya param. This is the most greatest ascharya. So now Yudhisthira answered all the 120 questions. Then Yaksha Raj showed himself as Dharmaraj. Say, I am very pleased with you. Give you benediction. What do you want? Now you see how dharmic he is. What do you want? Can I give you benediction? First thing, what do you want? You know what he says? I want that the deer which stole the wood to come back and give back the wood. He's thinking, we are going somewhere, the story, Yaksha Prashna something, he's remembering the duty he's supposed to serve the brahmana of that wood that was lost. He did not even ask for his brother's life. Yaksha, then Dharmaraj again was very impressed. Wow, you don't even care about your brother's life. He said, huh? Okay, now I'll give you one benediction. One more benediction. Ask one of the brothers to come alive. One brother only. So he know what he said? What he said? He said Nakula. Then Yamaraj said, why you want Nakula? No? How are you going to win the kingdom with Nakula? Huh? He said, because I am Kunti's son. I'm a live one. Madri's son should be alive. I mean, Madri is not even there to prove anything, you know. But he's still thinking of Madri. Madri, one son should be there. And because he's the youngest, I chose him. But Yamaraj said, yeah, good, very nice. I'm very impressed. But what are you going to do in Nakula? Nakula cannot win you back the kingdom, no? You should have chosen Bhima or Arjuna. They can fight and defeat the Kauravas. You know what he said? He said, it's not Arjuna or Bhima who will win the kingdom. It's our dedication to Dharma that pleases the Supreme Lord Krishna. And if Krishna is pleased, the kingdom will be won. I'm not depending on Arjuna or Bhima. I'm depending on doing the right. What is right? What is most pleasing to the Supreme Lord Krishna? If Krishna is pleased, that's it. Krishna just been to stay Jagat Tushtam. Krishna is satisfied. Everything is satisfied. This was his principle in life of Yudhisthira. So similarly, Jada Bharata wanted to only please Krishna. Whether my father is teaching me this ritual, that ritual, doesn't matter. You see another verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Sanyasutu Mahabaho Dukkam Aptun Ayogataha Yoga Yukto Munir Brahma Na Chirena Adhikachiti. Merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. This is the most important point. You may renounce everything, but if you are not fixed with Krishna, doesn't make you happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in the devotional service can achieve the supreme without any delay. Achirena adhigachati. Right? So if you see another verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, Tyaktva swadharma charanambujam harer bhajan apakavo tatpate tato yadi yatra khva vabhadram abut amuschakim kovarta apto bhajatam swadharmataha. So this is a verse from spoken to Narada Muni. Narada Muni is talking to Vyasadeva. One who has forsaken his material occupation to engage in the devotional service of the Lord sometimes fall down while in immature stage. Yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. Even if you fall down doing service for Krishna, you give up all your duties. Only one duty you're doing. Even if in that situation you fall down, you're not unsuccessful. On the other hand, non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. This is the same. This is why Jada Bharata was avoiding all these duties as a brahmana. So that is why the position of a devotee is much, much higher. If you go to the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 5 Purushartha, Panchama Purushartha, you know that verse? Adi 784. So you can see here some verses. Krishna Vishaka Prema Parama Purushartha Yara Aghe Trinatula Tulya Chari Purushartha. So here we see religiosity, dharma, artha, economic development, sense gratification and liberation. This is dharma, artha, kama, moksha are known as the 4 goals of life. But before love of Godhead, the fifth and highest goal, Prema Pumartha Mahan, the highest goal, fifth and highest goal, these appear insignificant as straw in the street. So if you don't engage in Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, even Moksha, if you don't even care, but you engage in Bhakti, you engage in Bhakti for Krishna, that is the highest. And that is what taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada said the highest goal of life is not Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. It is Prema. Say Panchama Purushartha, Prema Nandartma Sindhu, Mokshadi Anandayare Nahe Eka Bhindu. For devotee who has actually developed bhava, the pleasure derived from Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, appears like a drop in the presence of the sea. Once you get Prema, this is all like a drop in one small drop only. Even that pleasure of moksha. In the conclusion of all revealed scriptures, that one should awaken his dormant love of Godhead. You are greatly fortunate to have done so. Right? So, being a brahmana, following brahmanical duties, is not as important as pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Even in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, we can see many times the people who got the devotees into trouble are the brahmana only. They went and complained to the Qazi. These Hare Krishna devotees chanting so loudly, what they are doing, they are disturbing Vishnu. Vishnu is sleeping for 4 months, Chaturmas, and they are shouting. And then they keep threatening the devotees. Mughals will come, they'll catch you, they'll kill you, they'll telling Haridas Thakura, they'll break your house, they'll cut into pieces, they'll throw your house into the Ganga. One time they complained, and 2 boats, big boats came, to come and check. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, he was freely roaming on the street like a lion. And Srivas was feeling afraid, what's going to happen? He ran to his house when he heard that the boat is coming with the soldiers. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was roaming around. Then all these brahmanas, what they say? Of course, not brahmanas only. Some brahmanas, many brahmanas were good. Many of them were atheists. These atheists, what they were saying? Oh, look at this guy. He's like acting like he's so proud and he's not afraid. Actually, they are doing an action that they are not afraid, but inside they are really afraid. See how scared he is, but actually he's showing like it. So let the police come and arrest him now. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't care. He was just walking around, without any fear. Then that time, Srivas in his house is praying, please, Narasimhadev, please save me, Namaste Narasimhaya, And that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the door and started knocking. And then he thought the police came. Srivas was even afraid. What is going on? I'm going to get arrested. Open the door. Somehow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kicked the door open. He was standing there and then he showed his Narasimha. Of course, not the Narasimha Rupa, but he was appearing like Narasimhadev. He said, today I have come to bless your family. You have called for me. I have come to protect you. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he brought him in, sit down, and all the family members took blessings. And Haridas Thakura was without any fear after that. So, and also Haridas Thakura, so many times he got problem with this so-called brahmanas. One of these brahmana, Harinanda Pandit, challenging him, challenging Haridas Thakura. Why you all are shouting every time? Are you all feeling so hungry that you're calling out, you're trying to cure the hunger, you're shouting Hare Krishna or what? He says, stop this. Vishnu is not happy with you all. You're offending him by shouting like that. We are supposed to do silent meditation. And Haridas Thakur quoted this verse. From Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. He said, O infallible one, I was immediately free from the Brahmana's punishment simply by seeing you. Anyone who chants your name purifies all who hears his chanting as well as himself. So if you chant loudly, if you chant to yourself, you purify yourself only, right? But if you chant loudly, you purify yourself and the people around you, right? So Haridas Thakura says, to go after one's own liberation is good, but to help others to get liberated, that is even better. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also, 18th chapter, one who preaches my name, my message, is my most dearest servant. So I say, similarly, when you chant loudly, you are helping not only the human beings around you who hears the chanting, but also the ant. Correct? So how much more beneficial then is the touch of your lotus feet? So Haridas Thakura quotes this verse and he says this is why we should chant loudly, because it's for the benefit of everyone. And then this guy got so angry and then he just said, I don't believe you, you are a rascal. And then he started cursing him. And then he said to Haridas Thakura, if you will, I will chop your ears, I will chop your nose. Like that he threatened him. Haridas Thakura just left the place. After a few days, this person got smallpox. And his nose came down. His nose fell down. You see? So you're offending the pure devotee, you see what happens? So this is the platform which Jada Bharata wished to avoid. He did not want to get entrapped in these rules and regulation. He wanted to go to the ultimate cause of all causes. He wanted to do the highest duty, which is Bhagavat Dharma. Sabe pumsho paro dharma. You see? Yator bhakti radyokshaje aituki apratyata yayatma suprasiddhate. That's why we all worship the Srimad Bhagavatam, because so many scriptures written by Vyasadeva telling to do this, do that, do this ritual, that ritual. But the Srimad Bhagavatam is that spotless Puranas. That teaches the highest Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma, surrender under the Supreme Lord Krishna. The supreme occupation Dharma, all humanity, is that by which man can attain to the living devotional service under the Transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated, uninterrupted, and completely satisfy the self. This is the highest duty. 126. So this is the highest duty of all the scriptures. As you know that verse, Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dokta Gopala Nandana. If all the Upanishad is like a cow, Parthavatsa Sudhir Bhokta, and Arjuna is that Partha who is like the calf, right? Sarvo Upanishado Dokta Gopala Nandana. Gopala Nandana is the cowherd man who milks that cow. Parthavatsa Sudhir Bhokta, he is the one who drinks that, the calf. Arjuna is the one drinking that milk. What is that milk? Duktam Gita Mritad Mahat, the Bhagavad Gita, is the essence of all the Upanishads. Similarly, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Nigama Kalpataro Ghalitam Phalam, he is the highest, the fruit of that Vedic tree. So this is what we have to understand, what Jada Bharata is trying to do. And another point is, there's this thing called Purva Vidhi, Para Vidhi. Do you know this? Purva Vidhi and Para Vidhi. Do anyone know this? Please take note of this. So in the Sanskrit, we have this called hold on, not this verse. 870. Antya. So please take note of this. This is called Purva Vidhi and Para Vidhi. There are two rules. Ramachandra Puri obeys the first. So this is from the Madhavendra Puri story. Madhavendra Puri, actually in the last part of his life, he gave up. Just now the verse you were saying, Madhavendra Puri, how everything is useless except for the remembrance and chanting of Krishna's name. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan. So Madhavendra Puri was living his life like that. And he had this disciple called Ramachandra Puri who was criticizing him at the time of death, that why you are crying, Krishna, Krishna. You should focus on the Brahman to get liberated. And Madhavendra Puri got very angry and he said, Stop. Get lost. Go away from me. So Ramachandra Puri was criticizing even his own guru. So in this verse, you see there are two rules. Ramachandra Puri obeys the first by abandoning praise. But although he knows the second is more prominent, he neglects by criticizing others. So what verse is this? Do you know? What is this verse? 11:28:1. If you go to 11 canto, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Paras Bhava Karmini Na Paraspena Na Garyet Vishwam Ekatmakam Pashyam Prakritya Purushena Cha. So you see here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said one should not neither praise nor criticize conditioned nature of activities of other persons. One should rather see the world simply as combination of material nature and the enjoying souls all based on the absolute truth. So here there are two rules. There are two rules here. One should neither praise nor criticize. Which is more important? What do you think? Which is Paravidhi? So one should neither praise. This is the first rule. Purva Vidhi, nor criticize Paravidhi. So if you don't praise someone, it's okay. That's fine. But if you criticize someone, that is worse. So you have to follow always the latter rule. More important than the first rule. You understand? So if you don't praise someone, no harm. You criticize someone, you're going to get, what do you call that? Offenses, right? So what else we can see here is the verse. We'll see another verse which has this rule. Where is that verse, Prabhu? Smartavya Satatam Vishnu. Madhya 22 what? 113, yeah? So, Smartavya Satanam Vishnur Vishmartavya na Jatudit Sarva Vidhi Nishedusyur Etayor Eva Kinkaraha. So, what is this two rules here? Krishna is the origin of Vishnu. He should be always remembered and never forgotten at any time. All prohibition and rules and prohibition mentioned in Shastra should be the servants of these two principles. So, of course, whatever I'm quoting is from what I learned from Tattvi Prabhu's class regarding this Purva and Para Vidhi. So, over here, what is the Purva Vidhi? What's the Purva Vidhi here? You don't tell. One should not praise. And the Para Vidhi is he should never be forgotten. So, you can, not forgetting Krishna is more important than even remembering Krishna. It looks like similar, right? But not forgetting is even more heavy instruction. Cannot forget at all Krishna. It is more heavier than always remember Krishna. So similarly, when you see the rules and regulations of Shastra, it tells you do dharma, do artha, do kama, but the final rule is what? Prema. Moksha is also not important. You know, Kaivalyam narakayate, dāsa pura akasha purushpayate. If you see Mahabharata again, when Sushupal was cursing Krishna left, right, center, going on and on and on and on, you know, that much he was cursing. In fact, if you see in Tamil Nadu, they have, they until now, I think maybe reduced a bit now because Sanatana Dharma is like some revival is going on. But they used to have like a big pandal program, and the speaker will come there, and he'll curse. One whole day he'll be talking bad about Krishna. One whole day talking bad about Rama. That kind of people are there in Tamil Nadu. All these atheist guys. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan. These kind of useless guys are there. Going day and night criticizing Krishna and Rama. Huh? So, if those guys came and be audience of Sisupal, even they will feel like, "Oh, what kind of," they will close their ears. That kind of way Sisupal was cursing, you know. And then Bhishmadev started to, Vishnudev said, "You don't know who is Krishna," and he started to praise Krishna's Leela from childhood. Krishna did this, Krishna did that, Krishna went on and on and on and on. And everybody was praising, clapping, saying, "Oh, Bhishmadev, you are praising Krishna so nicely." After that, you know what Sahadev said? Sahadev said, "Whoever criticizes one more word of Krishna, anyone criticize, my left foot will kick their head. I'll kick them." Immediately what happened? The garlands from the heavenly planet, the Devatas, they were showering garlands and flowers on Sahadev. Why they didn't shower on Bhishmadev? Right, why he didn't? Of course, what Bhishmadev did is good. He praised Krishna, but he did not silence Sisupal with harsh words. So you have to see what is the higher dharma all the time. What is the higher dharma to do? Sahadev did it and he got glorified. So similarly, Jada Bharata is doing that. He is doing the higher dharma of surrendering to Krishna at the expense of being a madman. So like that we can learn so many lessons. And Arjuna, he is someone who gets confused what is the higher dharma. Of course, during the Mahabharata battle. Actually, even during battle time also he got confused. Why he got confused? Because that day when Karna was going on a rampage, he defeated all the brothers. But he promised Kunti he will not kill anyone except Arjuna, right? So he even defeated Yudhisthira. And Yudhisthira being so, he told Yudhisthira, "Go home, go back." Yudhisthira, feeling so embarrassed, went back to the tent. And Arjuna, seeing what happened, Arjuna followed to see why my brother, what happened, is he okay? Then when Yudhisthira saw Arjuna, you know what Yudhisthira said? "What you are doing here, you coward? Why you are not killing them? Why you are coming to see me?" But of course Arjuna was concerned. But Yudhisthira was angry. Why this guy, you promised that because of you only we are fighting this war, no? Because of confidence in you. And you are running away from battlefield to see me. What kind of coward you are? You should not have even born from our mother's womb. Like that he was saying. Your pregnancy should have been terminated actually. Your Gandiva is useless. Once he heard the word, the Gandiva is useless, Arjuna take out the sword and wanted to kill Yudhisthira. He said, "I'm going to kill him, my brother now." Why? Because he made a promise. Anyone who insults my Gandiva, I'll kill him. So he didn't know that if he kills the king, what dharma is that? No? To protect your lower dharma, you want to kill. Then Krishna said, "What you are doing, you fool? Killing someone is committing a violence is worse sin than protecting your stupid vow. You do not know what kind of vow to make also." So Krishna says, "Okay, you don't kill him, you insult him. Insulting the elders is good as killing him." So he started insulting the brother, and brother felt very bad. He said, "Yes, you're right, I'm a useless brother. I gambled everything. I better you become the king, I better I live." Then Arjuna said, "I'm sorry." Then Arjuna again take the knife. He wanted to kill himself. He said, "If I made a vow that if anybody insult my brother, I'll kill them." This is why in the Virata kingdom, when Arjuna was Brihanala, and Uttar Kumar was not fighting. Arjuna only was fighting. So when coming back to the kingdom, the Virata king was very, very proud of his son. "See, my son, so great, so great." Then Yudhisthira said, "No, because Brihanala is there. Then he got so angry, he beat him. He threw the dice, and Yudhisthira was bleeding. So Yudhisthira was bleeding. Then Draupadi immediately took the bowl and catching the blood. Because she said she was saying, if the blood touched the ground, the Mother Earth will get so angry and destroy the whole Virata kingdom. And Virata was confused. Why this lady doing this for this guy? Who is this guy? Why is she serving him? But by the time the sun came, and the time Brihanala also coming. And you know what Yudhisthira told? "Don't let him come inside, because if he sees me bleeding, he will kill this king. This king has given us so much of refuge, we cannot let him die by Arjuna, because he has this vow." So similarly in that vow, now he wants to kill his brother. He said, now I have to kill my brother. Then of course Krishna make him escape. Then now Yudhisthira said, now because he insulted his brother, right? Whoever insulted my brother, I must kill him. So I must kill myself. So he's going to kill himself. Krishna said, what again you're doing? You don't know what you're doing. Every time you're doing the dharma, I don't know what is the higher dharma. Killing yourself is a good thing, is it? Huh? You're supposed to kill the enemy, now you want to kill yourself. He said, okay, I'll give you a solution. You praise yourself. If you praise yourself, you're killing yourself. Arjuna started to say, I am great, I am this, I am that. He said, okay, now you're dead. And immediately, after doing all that, he bowed down to Yudhisthira, please forgive me. I don't know what else to do. To Krishna's advice, I did all this to save you and save me from my stupid vow. So the higher dharma is to fight and kill the Kauravas. Then after that, Yudhisthira say, okay, now go and fight Karna. So you see? So we have to know what is dharma, and that can be only known by you think you can know by your own mind. By the spiritual master's mercy, by the knowledge given by spiritual master, only the spiritual master can guide us. So that is why every time we have to keep consulting the guru, what to do. Am I doing the right thing? Right? And if you give consultation to the mind, then it will go into a dear body. It will go to another body. So we have to take shelter of the spiritual master. Then we can come out of this cycle of birth and death. Then we know what is right, what is wrong, what is duty, what is not duty. And this is the theme of the Bhagavad Gita. This is the knowledge given by Krishna. To do what you have to do what is right. And not be entrapped in all the various duties that will catch us. Right? And similarly, as Jada Bharata goes on, as you know, the next few chapters, he will give advice to who? Raghugana, King Raghugana. So in that chapter also, very nice story he told. We'll just end with that story. Vishnu Puran. This is not in Bhagavatam, it's in Vishnu Puran. So as you know the story, how Raghugana will get angry and start cursing him, and say, I want to punish you. You're carrying the palanquin and you're such a strong body. He said he spoke very sarcastically. He said, oh, somebody hasn't eaten for so many days, that's why they're feeling so weak. But Jada Bharata is very stout and strong. So it looks like you're starving so much, that's why you cannot carry the palanquin properly. Who are you? He said, I want to punish you now. Then Jada Bharata starts preaching to him, so many slokas. And then he says, finally, the main point is Jada Bharata is teaching to Raghugana that you are not the body, you are the soul. You are telling that I am the one carrying the palanquin. I'm not carrying. My shoulder is carrying. I'm not carrying my shoulder. My hips are carrying. Who's carrying my hips? My leg is carrying. Who is carrying my legs? The earth is carrying. So I'm not carrying. Why are you blaming me? You blame Mother Earth. So like that, Jada Bharata was talking. He was talking very confusing. Then Raghugana said, oh, you must be a great sadhu. Because sadhu means you cannot understand what he's talking. He's thinking like that. Oh, you're talking very mystically. You must be... I'm sorry, I offended you. You give me instruction, please. But luckily, he's a real sadhu, not a fake sadhu. So luckily, he's a good sadhu. So he's telling, I am not the person. Whoever you're telling the body is carrying, I am not that body. I am the person who's observing this body. I am the soul. And then he quotes a story in the Vishnu Puran to King Ribu and Nighada. You know this Samar in Vishnu Puran? Nighada is the son of Pulastya Rishi. And Ribu is the son of Brahma. So Ribu was the guru of this Nighada. So he taught him about the Atma Tattva. Yeah. So why we need to know about the Atma? Because if you know you are the soul, then you will automatically engage in the duties and activities, the dharma of the soul. If you are thinking you are the body, you will engage in the body of activities of the body, right? The temporary material body. So this guru taught his disciple for a long time about the soul. He said, okay, now I'm going to the forest. My job is done. So the disciple carried on his life, After a few thousand years, after 1,000 years, he came back. This guru came back looking super old, very old, cannot even recognize him. So guru came to the house, then the disciples said, oh, sadhu, he said, please come, sit down, come and eat. Then he said, what do you want? Because they are brahmanas, they eat very simple food. Then suddenly the guru is telling, I want this special sweet, I want this, I want that, big feast, big menu is giving. Usually sadhus don't ask like that. He's thinking, oh, you want so many things, huh? Okay, never mind, I'll ask my wife. My wife said, no problem, I will cook. She cooked such a big feast. And then he started eating. After eating, he said, I want to rest. I'm feeling tired. Then he said, okay, please come sit down, lie down here. Then he was fanning him. He was taking very nice care of the sadhu. After that, the sadhu woke up. Then he asked him, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Did you like the prasadam? Did you enjoy the meal? How was that sweet? Very nice. He said, who ate the food? What food are you talking about? He said, what? My wife cooked so much time and effort. You telling what food you only sit down. You ate for the last 1 hour. You sleep nicely. Who sleep nicely? I didn't sleep. I'm not sleeping. Then he was getting very confused. What you're talking? Then the guru says, the soul cannot eat. The soul cannot take rest. The soul never rests. I am that soul. I am part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Brahman. Then suddenly he remembered, oh, you are my guru. Yes, I came to remind you what you're doing. You've forgotten this instruction. Don't forget this. He went away. 1,000 years later, he came back again. This time there was a big procession going on. The king was coming in an elephant. So many horses, camels, thousands of people. King was parading. Chamara, instruments, everybody playing. So this Nigada was standing on this side of the road. He wanted to cross over to the other side. He cannot cross because so many people. And then this guru came again. He was even more older now. He cannot recognize him again. And then the guru told, why are you waiting here? I want to cross over. Why you want to cross over? So I want to go to the other side. So why don't you cross? So many people are there. How? You cannot see. Where are the people? I cannot see. Say, what you're talking? Can you see the king is there? Elephant is there. King is sitting in the elephant. Camels are there. Horse is there. Where is the king? Who is the king? And he say, oh, this guy is so irritating. What is going on? And then he say, where is the king? Where is he sitting? He say, he's sitting on the elephant. What is the meaning of on top? What is the meaning of below? What is up? What is down? I don't know. Then he got so irritated, he jumped on the guru and sit on the guru's shoulder. You see, I am up, you are down. Understand? You understand this? Is very clear to you? Then after that, he jumped up and jumped down. He said, no, but who is up? Who is down? He asked. What do you mean you are up? What do you mean I'm down? Then suddenly he recalled, oh, this is my guru. Then the guru said, again you forgot. I came to remind you of the Atma. Nobody is up, nobody is down. Only the body may be up, down, but the soul is not experiencing all this. The soul is meant to be with Paramatma. Then like that, the guy again said, okay, now I'll never forget. And the next 1,000 years, the guru never came back because he got knowledge of this Atma Tattva, he went back to got it. So similarly, Jada Bharat gives these instructions to Raghugana in the Vishnu Purana. Of course, in Bhagavatam also there's many instructions. But the higher dharma, and then the king realized, yes, I have mistaken. Now I surrender. Now you become my guru. You teach me how do I understand this dharma, Bhagavat Dharma. So the only way we can do this, to be in this, remembering this higher dharma, is we have to keep chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. By chanting the holy name of Krishna, we will always remember this. We will not forget that I am the body. I am not up, I am not down. I am Atma. So this is why Jada Bharat, he was acting like a fool to his father, to not get entrapped again, not get attached again. So anyway, we will end the class here.
So now Jada Bharat case, Jada Bharat case is very high level, he can neglect the duty. But in our case, oftentimes when we show 11:41 to common people or whoever chanting and all, don't do this karma, they say we are not so elevated. we still want to do. So what do we say? Is there any way like if you do chanting also, you don't need to do all this?
Tell them to do chanting first. Eventually, they will get slowly renounce. Don't immediately tell them you give up everything. They won't understand.
Not because especially this karma kanda, we should not supposed to do. Even when we are chanting also, like this.
What to do? Some people take faster time, some people take longer time. So make sure they keep the chanting consistent, and the Lord within the heart will give them that inspiration to also understand this is not needed. And the more you keep hearing classes, more you keep reading, let's say you keep reading Bhagavatam, you see how the devotees, how they behave in that situation, then you will also understand how this is how I should do. Yeah. So there's no other way. We have to be patiently guiding them to. We have to be patient with them, especially the family members. Right. So it's a process. Like it takes time. Yeah. Okay. Hmm?
Always remember Krishna.
Smartavya satatam.
Vishmartavya. Not remember. Spambhaviti is here. Paraviti is always fast, not the one. And other regulative things like chanting system now most essential to remember and not forget. They are together. All other subservient, all other rules and regulations.
Oh, so that is one, is it?
Yeah.
Not, it's not separate. But even if you see both words, right, the forgetful is don't.
There is a order and prohibition. Order is chant, prohibition is don't forget. There is do and do not. It looks like repetition.
Yeah.
Don't is not with the order and prohibition. And all others are subservient. That is true.
I see. So I was thinking this is.
Yeah.
Therefore, Prabhupada says that it is not chanting is most essential. Remembering and not forgetting.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
Yes, bro. This in relation with Diksha, I mean the time of Diksha, we are now child of Prabhupada. Children. That means whatever I mean people. So now our father is Prabhupada. So whatever Prabhupada is giving the instruction is the only aid, and we need to follow that one. Yes, I mean others and all whatever we carry until the time. And it's there, and we carry forward Prabhupada.
Right. Correct.
So in that way, we only rely on the
Instruction of gurus and the devotees who are following their instructions and guiding us. Like Prabhupada, he appointed the Siksha gurus to, like Prabhu, to guide us, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the point.
Yes. So the guru's order is the most essential in the spiritual life. And if we can keep to that words, then easily we will cross this. Easily we will not deviate from our duties. Yeah. Like even when the negotiation was going on, what to do after this? It's not that the Pandavas wanted the kingdom. No? Yeah, Yudhisthira said all these things, but before that Krishna already said, I want you all to have the kingdom. So they were interested, Pandavas, even Bhima was so angry all the time, but he was settled in his mind. If Krishna don't want us to have the kingdom, we also will renounce. They were interested in fulfilling the order of Krishna. And because Krishna wanted, okay, then we will do it, we will fight. Yeah. So you can see how dedicated they were to the words of Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop here.